The Young and the Restless spoilers for Friday, May 23, reveal that Victor Newman will have a dire warning for Michael Baldwin. It looks like the lawyer won't waste any time handing in his resignation. After all, he promised his wife, Lauren Fenmore, that he was done with Victor's dangerous and immoral assignments during the Wednesday, May 21 episode. Still, fans know that Victor isn't someone who's used to being rejected. It'll definitely rub him the wrong way when Michael tells him he's quitting. Sadly, Victor may believe that his lawyer is on the cusp of betraying him. That's just Victor's train of thought. Here's hoping Michael makes it clear that he's leaving his job to keep his wife happy. With that said, Victor's warning could center around Michael exiting Newman to help the Abbotts strike back at him, but it sounds like that is very unlikely at this point. Speaking of Michael, Y and R spoilers for Friday suggest that Lauren will worry about her marriage. Will she be concerned that her husband's surprise announcement regarding his resignation at Newman was just lip service? After all, Michael has left his job with Victor in the past, only to return back to it, so it's natural for her to be concerned. Across town, it sounds like Diane Abbott will also worry. However, unlike Lauren, she'll mull over Kyle Abbott's decision-making and not her husband, Jack Abbott. During the Thursday, May 22 episode, Kyle played nice with Audra Charles, much to Clare Newman's chagrin. Clare wasn't necessarily jealous of Kyle interacting with Audra, it was more disgust at his deceitfulness. With that said, is Clare being a little judgy, considering her grandpa Victor can be equally sly, as well as her uncle Adam Newman, for that matter? Heck, her mom, Victoria Newman, and grandmother, Nikki Newman, could write a book on the schemes and fakeness they've pulled over the years. Getting back to Diane, will she witness Kyle's plan in motion against Audra during the Friday, May 23 show? Will he perhaps bring her into the loop about it? Could Clare tell her what Kyle is up to? The Young and the Restless spoilers imply that a mother's worry never fades, even when her children grow into adults, so Diane's concern is understandable. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Pulse Canvas. It's me, Julie here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Sharon Newman has been acting odd as of late. While she had an amazing time in Europe with Nick Newman and the kids, she doesn't seem to have the normal spark that Sharon has. The woman has been through a lot lately, but loved ones always need to keep an eye out for her, and even slight behavior changes due to her bipolar condition. Not to mention the fact that Sharon has been on tampered meds in the past, so it's not abnormal for anyone to worry about her if she's acting a tad strange. While Sharon does seem like a renewed woman, fresh off her Fam Jam getaway, something has clearly rubbed her the wrong way where Nick and Phyllis Summers are concerned. She was clearly jealous when she caught the two hugging in the park recently, and was even bold enough to call Phyllis out regarding what exactly happened between her and Nick. On top of that, it was almost as if she was trying to rub in her European getaway with Nick to Phyllis. Nick, in turn, called Sharon out on being jealous during the May 20 episode, which she explained was only a concern. After all, she knows how Nick loves to be everyone's hero, and as Phyllis is struggling, it's natural for him to be drawn to that. Still, Sharon relayed that she was worried that Nick would get wrapped up in Phyllis' toxicity. Sharon's not wrong. Phyllis is reeling in the aftermath of her kidnapping. Plus, add in the fact that Billy Abbott gave her the boot from Abbott Communications, and Phyllis is down in the dumps. Nick loves being anyone's knight and shining armor, a role he usually plays for Sharon, so it's natural that he's there for his ex to lend a hand. It's also natural that Sharon would get jealous, but to the point where Phyllis and Nick see it seems off character. It's also out of character for her to pry with Phyllis. The two are getting along, but Sharon crossed a line of etiquette when she wanted to know more about Nick and Phyllis' interaction. One question also remains, why wasn't Sharon a little more traumatized by her kidnapping by Martin Laurent? She seemed to bounce back from it all pretty quickly. Was it because it was off the cusp of other back-to-back traumatic events? From learning she had been drugged by Ian Ward to her sewer lockup by Jordan. Did Sharon consider her facility hostage situation the same old/same old, or is she burying her trauma deeper than Phyllis, with small red flags surfacing that may only get larger and larger until a full-blown mental health meltdown unravels? The Young and the Restless spoilers suggest that Sharon has always been a little bothered by Nick and Phyllis's bond, considering their romance was the very reason her marriage broke up. So it's time to dive in and find out what's in store for the CBS soap over the next 5 days. The Young and the Restless scoop for Thursday, May 22, reveals Amanda Sinclair will face off with Abby Newman and Devin Winters. Also coming up on Restaurant Talk, Aristotle Dumas won't bite on Damian Kane's offer to spy on Winters for him. Plus, Nate Hastings will be suspicious of Audra Charles and Kyle Abbott's friendly attitude toward each other. Y and R spoilers tease Nate and Audra will discuss Victor Newman finally punnying up with the first round of funding for her company. Nate will ask what her next step is. Full speed ahead, she'll reply, "Nothing can stop me now." Then Kyle and Clare Newman will walk in. Clare will say she knows Victor Newman is funding Audra's company. "My business arrangement has nothing to do with you or Kyle," she'll reply. But Nate will be taken aback when Kyle wishes Audra the best of luck. "You'll go far, I'm sure of it," he'll add. "It's a big world. There's room for lots of companies to thrive." Audra will say that's very magnanimous of him. Kyle will tell her all the credit goes to Clare, who has changed his outlook on life. Audra will say she's glad they called a ceasefire. Kyle will tell her and Nate to enjoy their breakfast. What the hell was that about? Nate will ask as Clare and Kyle walk over to their table. Audra will say she doesn't know what he means. Nate will say he wants to know why she's being so nice to Kyle when she hates him. "Why would you pretend to get along with Kyle all of a sudden?" he'll ask. "What's the endgame?" So she'll lie and say the last thing she needs to do is pick a fight. Nate will tell her the whole situation with her company has never made sense to him. Something doesn't add up. Audra will continue to lie, but it won't fool Nate. "This time I want the whole truth, Audra. Tell me what's really going on." But will she? Over at Kyle and Claire's table, she'll ask why he's being so nice to Audra, and he'll wonder why she cares. Because it's deceitful, Miss Goody Two-Shoes, who tried to kill her whole family, will reply. Clare will ask Kyle what's in it for him. "I have to stop her, whatever she has planned," he'll reply. He'll say he suspects Victor's using Audra as a tool to come after him. "You said Audra isn't a threat," Clare will say. "But she really does get under your skin, doesn't she?" Then she'll tell him if he keeps it up the whole thing will explode and won't end well. Meanwhile, at the GCAC restaurant, Damian will tell Lily he's ready to accept her job offer. He'll say he's ready to get her information about Dumas. "I'm not really sure if that plan is the best way to proceed," she'll reply. Damian will be confused. She'll say Dumas' attorney Amanda had a message for them. He isn't coming after their company. Damian will tell her he finds it odd. Lily will add that she knows Amanda very well. "Is that the real issue here?" he'll reply. But Lily will tell him Devin and Amanda have a past, and she won't get into it. Damian will call Dumas, and he'll tell Lily his boss isn't interested in him spying on Winters. So he'll wonder if the job offer is off. "I want you to work at Winters," she'll reply. "I'm not going to take the offer away." At Crimson Lights, Abby will walk in and Amanda will congratulate her on her wedding. Abby will say she heard about her new job working for Aristotle Dumas and ask what he's up to. Amanda will ask if Abby thinks she's helping Dumas take over Devin's company for revenge. There is no planned attack on Winters, Amanda will add, although she'll admit she'll never forget coming home and finding Abby naked with Devin on the couch in her living room. "But you got what you want, and Chance and I, we were just casualties." However, she'll say the best revenge is living a good life. Finally, Devin will show up and confront Amanda about Dumas, and he'll ask why she's really in town. "It's fascinating," she'll reply. "The two of you in lockstep, trying to gang up on me." Amanda will tell them she came there with good news and they should be happy. But Devon will ask why Dumas hired her. "Who is this guy Amanda, and what connection does he have to us?" Amanda will say it's classified. Devon will tell her he wants to meet with Dumas. "Set the meeting, Amanda. I'm not taking no for an answer." Keep reading the Soap Scoop for Young and the Restless Spoilers and News. And make sure to also join our My and our Facebook group or leave us a reply in our comments section. But if you miss an episode, don't fret. You can watch The Young and The Restless online at cbs.com. The Young and The Restless Spoilers and Recaps for Thursday, May 22, suggests some major bombshells in Genoa City. First off, Amanda Sinclair and Abby Winters had a heated confrontation at Crimson. It started with some small talk and turned ugly fast. Basically, Abby was skeptical about Amanda's return to town, and even more skeptical about her boss's intentions. She also wondered if Amanda was working for Aristotle Dumas to take over Winters as petty revenge for Devon Hamilton Winters cheating on her so many years ago. Amanda made it clear she doesn't like to go back to that memory of walking in on Abby and Devon doing the deed on her apartment couch, but she's over the whole thing. When Abby questioned Dumas' intentions with Winters, Amanda assured her that he wasn't interested in a hostile takeover. Things got a little heated between the two ladies, which is when Amanda spilled a little too much information by noting that Dumas was trying to protect Winters. This had Abby questioning what was in it for Dumas. Why would he want to protect a company he had no connection to? This is when Amanda tried to backpedal and stated that Dumas respects Devon, Nate Hastings, and Lily Winters. That's all. Devon then entered the equation by walking into Crimson. He joined in with Abby on questioning Amanda about her sketchy boss with a fake name. Devon even wondered why Dumas hired Amanda, of all people, to come to town on his behalf. In fact, Devon went on to imply that Amanda was hired because of him. This is when Devon demanded an in-person meeting with Dumas, him, and Lily. Speaking of Lily, she meets up with Damien Kane at GCAC to talk about his job offer with Winters. Damien noted that he and his lawyer looked over the paperwork, and everything seemed to be in order. He also thanked Lily for the generous compensation package. Still, Lily is worried that Damien could be setting himself up for a fall if Dumas catches on to their plan. Damien gets a little too excited at Lily's concern for his well-being. The two also talk about Amanda, and Lily asks Damien, once again, if he's ever met her, and Damien states he hadn't. They chat a little about Amanda's relationship with Devon, but Lily doesn't get into the details. She also wonders if that's why she was chosen to come to GC on Dumas's behalf. Lily also questions if Damien should just work for Winters and scrap being a secret agent that gathers intel on Dumas. He could be making a powerful enemy through this move. Damien shrugs this off and moves in for the kill. He calls up Dumas to let him know about the Winters offer he received, and if he would like him to become a spy for his boss to get information on Winters. Ironically, Dumas rejects the idea. He says there's no need for Damien to do this, he's not interested. In light of this, Damien's concerned that the Winters job offer is off the table, and Lily assures him that it's not. Across town, Nate and Audra Charles are enjoying breakfast at Society when Kyle Abbott and Claire Newman enter the restaurant. Kyle and Claire stop to talk to Nate and Audra, where the foursome enjoys a pleasant conversation. Claire drops a bombshell that she knows about Audra's partnership with her grandpa and how Victor Newman is funding her new company. Kyle wishes Audra good luck and goes as far as to say that she'll do well. Audra's a tad surprised at Kyle's new attitude, and he notes that she's got Claire to thank for this. Audra, in turn, praises Kyle for his words and agrees that everyone should support each other, as there is plenty of room in the cosmetics world for all companies to thrive. When Kyle and Claire get to their table, Nate questions what that was all about, and Audra tries to act innocent. Over at the other table, Clare also questions Kyle's fakeness. Kyle fluffs it off as business and strategy, but Clare quips that he has a plan to bring down Audra. Kyle wonders why it bothers Clare so much, and she replies that she doesn't like his deceitfulness. Meanwhile, back at Nate and Audra, this entire situation doesn't make sense to the doctor-turned-executive. Nate starts connecting the dots around Victor funding a company that is in direct competition with Jabot, as well as the money for Audra's company not completely being given to her yet. He demands to know what is really going on. The young and the restless spoilers imply that Audra will continue to keep Nate at bay until she accomplishes her goal of breaking Kyle and Clare up. So how will her boyfriend feel when he learns the truth? The young and the restless spoilers suggest a major skeleton from Audra's past may finally come to light. Holden's haunting presence and persistent remarks hint there's more than just history between them. What shocking truth is Audra hiding, and will Genoa City soon find out? Holden's recent arrival has flipped Audra's world upside down. His constant surveillance and invasive behavior have viewers rattled. Although Audra has tried to dismiss him, he seems to have leverage, something powerful enough to keep her quiet and uneasy. Every time Holden uses Audra's full name in public, fans cringe. His creepy confidence and the tone of his voice suggest he knows more than he's letting on. His cryptic remarks like, "I know you want me," haven't helped his image either. Instead, they've added fuel to the fiery mystery. Reddit fans are buzzing. Many believe the secret could be tied to a hidden pregnancy or child. One user pointed out how Audra once claimed she lost Noah's baby, but now they're wondering if that baby was really Holden's all along. Could Audra have lied about the father? Or worse, was the miscarriage a cover-up for something else entirely? Holden's smugness could stem from knowing he fathered a child Audra never told him about, or perhaps he believes that child is still alive. Some fans are frustrated with how messy Audra's past has become. She's jumped between Noah, Tucker, and now Holden. But the timeline is confusing. Was she with Holden before Noah? Or after her relationship with Tucker? This inconsistency adds to the mystery. Maybe that's intentional. Maybe the writers are setting us up for a jaw-dropping twist. Holden may have been a major part of Audra's past, one she's been desperate to bury. Audra and Kyle have been slowly building something, but a major betrayal or hidden child could derail it fast. Kyle has a low tolerance for secrets, especially ones with major consequences. If Audra's past with Holden includes a child or a cover-up, Kyle might walk away. This storyline could also push Audra into a deeper corner, triggering a full redemption arc or villain turn. The possibilities are endless, and that's exactly what makes this so exciting. Another angle fans are concerned about is Holden's increasingly stalker-like behavior. While Audra seems strong, she looks visibly shaken when he's around. If Holden doesn't get what he wants, could things take a darker turn? Audra's fear hints she may have been emotionally manipulated, or worse, in the past. This adds depth to her character, and might make fans see her in a new light, especially if Holden turns out to be the real threat. Whatever Audra's hiding, the young and the restless is slowly peeling back the layers. Whether it's a child, a love affair, or something darker, Holden holds the key, and he's not going anywhere until that secret is exposed. Stay tuned because Audra's truth is about to shake Genoa City to its core. For more on the young and the restless, visit Soap Opera Daily. See you next time. Here are your The Young and the Restless spoilers for May 22, 2025, when Abby is bothered by Amanda's return. Audra is forced to defend her actions, and Damien accepts an intriguing offer. The beauty of Amanda's return to Genoa City is that it doesn't just add a twist to the ongoing Aristotle-Dumas history. The woman who works as Dumas's attorney also has a personal connection to Devon. On Thursday, watch for Abby, Devon's wife to be bothered and on guard by Amanda's return. How could she not be? Devon noted to Nate and Lily that Amanda was checking out Devon's wedding ring during their last meeting. Amanda still has some residual emotions regarding her ex. Abby wouldn't be human if she weren't affected by Amanda's return. The legal eagle is the twin sister of Devon's greatest love, the late Hillary. Audra appears to be handling her business plan quite well. She's an expert in teasing Kyle and getting under his skin. Sure, Kyle's in love with Clare, but he can't deny that Audra is attractive. She is continuing her plan to break up Kyle and Clare so that Victor will fund her new company. It's not exactly ethical, but it could also end up working out from a business perspective. Watch for Audra to defend her life on Thursday's episode. Is it Holden who is causing Audra to reflect? Or is Audra herself who might be taking a look at what she's truly doing? We know that Damien has been offered a job by Lily. She's gotten to know Nate's half-brother and believes he's trustworthy enough to come and work for her family's company. But there's more going on than just a job offer. Lily has let Damien know that she believes he's attracted to her. She's also expecting him to share what he knows about his current boss, Dumas, with Lily and her family. Is Damien capable of switching sides? On Thursday, watch for Damien to accept an offer. Is this Lily's deal he's saying yes, or will the executive have a counteroffer that he will sign off on? Dumas might know about Lily's offer and try to keep Damien in his employ. In a stunning development poised to reshape Genoa City, The Young and the Restless teases one of its most dramatic twists in recent memory. Amanda Sinclair might be pregnant, and the father is none other than the enigmatic billionaire Aristotle Dumas. The unexpected return of Michelle Morgan, as Amanda has already reignited long-dormant tensions, both personally and professionally. Her reappearance in the Winters family's business circle has introduced fresh drama, especially in the context of her complex interactions with old flames and rivals. However, under her composed surface, Amanda may be hiding a life-altering secret, an unplanned pregnancy. Early speculations centered around Mariah possibly expecting, but Amanda's connection to Dumas appears far more compelling. Their relationship, portrayed as more than strictly professional, suggests romantic undertones and hints at a deeper, possibly secret bond. Some fans are even speculating about an undisclosed European wedding. If the pregnancy rumors are true, Amanda and Dumas may have already taken their relationship to an intimate level. Typical of the soap opera format, Amanda's symptoms of morning sickness are unlikely to be attributed to anything mundane. Discreet pregnancy tests and moments of introspection seem to suggest that Amanda is, in fact, carrying Dumas's child. This revelation would mark a pivotal shift, not just for Amanda, but for Dumas's integration into the show's broader narrative. Further fueling the speculation, actress Michelle Morgan recently confirmed filming scenes with Days of Our Lives actor Alamy Ballard, who is widely rumored to be stepping into the role of Aristotle Dumas. His official debut could coincide with Nikki Newman's birthday celebration, creating the perfect setup for Amanda to reveal her pregnancy. This plot twist also threatens to ripple through the Winters family dynamic. Devon, who still harbors unresolved emotions for Amanda, may struggle with the revelation. Meanwhile, Dumas's involvement with the Winters business empire, and now potentially their family, could lead to escalating tensions. Phyllis, previously focused on securing Dumas as a startup investor, may need to pivot her approach upon discovering Amanda's personal link to him. Amanda's pregnancy could finally draw Dumas into the forefront, transforming him from a distant mystery into a central figure with emotional depth and personal stakes. For Amanda, this storyline offers a profound evolution. Known for her calm, calculated persona, she now faces an emotional upheaval that could reshape her future, especially as she navigates old ties with Devon and new possibilities with Dumas. This storyline introduces fresh narrative potential, combining secrecy, romance, and emotional reckoning, in a way that aligns perfectly with the show's dramatic core. As the situation unfolds, viewers can expect a deeply personal and high-stakes chapter that promises to keep the young and the restless as riveting as ever. A long-hidden truth has shaken Genoa City to its core. Clare is not Cole's daughter as believed, but the biological child of Billy Abbott. Victoria's decades-long secret is finally exposed, threatening to unravel relationships and destabilize the already fragile peace within the Newman and Abbott families. Years ago, amid a deteriorating marriage with Cole, Victoria sought solace in Billy during a vulnerable moment. That fleeting relationship resulted in Clare's conception. To preserve her daughter's sense of stability, Victoria allowed Cole to believe he was Clare's father, shielding everyone from the truth, until now. Clare has always sensed something was off. A deep, unspoken connection with Billy, who she believed to be her uncle, has followed her for years. Subtle cues, a shared smile, familiar gestures, and a haunting emotional bond planted seeds of doubt in her mind. Her suspicions grew when she unearthed old letters, photographs, and guarded notes, each pointing toward a secret buried in her mother's past. When Clare confronted Victoria, the truth could no longer be contained. Through tears and anguish, Victoria confessed that Billy was Clare's real father. This revelation devastated Clare, as the identity she had clung to her entire life was suddenly dismantled. Everything she believed about her family, her upbringing, her connection to Cole, was called into question. Now, Clare is left grappling with betrayal and confusion. She questions why Victoria lied and wonders if Billy ever knew the truth. She's also uncertain about how Cole, the man who raised her with unwavering love, will respond. Will he forgive Victoria? Will he continue to love Clare as his own? Meanwhile, Victoria is consumed with guilt for robbing Billy of fatherhood, for misleading Cole, and for placing her daughter at the center of this emotional storm. Her intentions were protective, but the consequences of her choices are now catching up with her. Billy, unaware of the truth, has always sensed a special bond with Clare. If he learns he is her father, his life could shift dramatically. He'll be forced to reckon with past mistakes, confront his complicated history with Victoria, and determine how to step into this unexpected role. This revelation redefines the dynamics among the characters. Clare must now navigate a new identity while trying to rebuild trust with the people she once held closest. Victoria must face the fallout of her deception. Cole will confront the pain of betrayal and decide if he can maintain his paternal role. Billy will grapple with newfound responsibility and the emotional complexity it brings. In the background, the web of lies within Genoa's elite families continues to expand. Clare, still reeling from the truth, becomes increasingly perceptive of deceit, particularly in Kyle's growing alliance with Audra. Though she isn't romantically invested in Kyle, Clare recognizes the manipulative tactics he employs, reminiscent of the very behaviors she's grown to resent within her family. Kyle's mother, Diane, sees through his facade and suspects deeper motives behind his interactions with Audra. Whether she will confront her son or silently observe remains uncertain, but her intuition signals that trouble is brewing. Clare, meanwhile, faces another moral dilemma: whether to reveal Kyle's apparent scheme or keep silent, further entangling herself in the web of secrecy. Her hesitation reflects a harsh reality. Deception runs deep in her lineage, and avoiding it may be impossible. As tensions mount in both the Newman and Abbott households, Clare distances herself from Victoria, not out of hatred, but because she isn't ready to face the woman who shattered her world. Victoria, heartbroken yet hopeful, waits in the shadows for forgiveness. The world around Clare is filled with whispered lies and veiled intentions. Audra remains composed, yet wary. Diane monitors Kyle closely. Clare herself grows stronger, more self-aware, and increasingly determined to confront the legacy of secrets she has inherited. In The Young and the Restless, Tensions reach a boiling point in Genoa City as Audra Charles faces her most formidable challenge yet, not from her corporate rival Clare Newman, but from the sudden arrival of her long-estranged mother, Helena Charles. The ongoing battle between Audra and Clare, which began with subtle digs and escalated into a full-blown PR war, has dominated the corporate and social scene. Clare has tirelessly worked to push Audra out of Kyle Abbott's orbit, using every resource at her disposal, from legal threats to strategic media leaks. Audra, however, has countered with equal force, leveraging her business acumen and contacts in Los Angeles to disrupt Clare's plans and strengthen her influence within the Chancellor Williams business empire. Their conflict takes a dramatic turn when Helena Charles, the enigmatic CEO of a powerful Los Angeles tech firm and Audra's absentee mother, arrives in Genoa City. Her unexpected presence stuns both Audra and Clare. Helena's reputation precedes her, a self-made business tycoon who has observed Audra's rise from a distance. Now, her arrival signals a seismic shift in the ongoing power struggle. Helena's return is anything but quiet. She immediately begins meeting with power players like Victoria Newman and Victor Newman, sparking rumors of a strategic alliance between the Charles and Newman empires. Her sudden involvement leaves both Audra and Clare scrambling to reassess their positions. For Audra, Helena's presence triggers a storm of unresolved emotions, resentment, betrayal, and a deep-seated need for validation. The tension explodes in a shocking confrontation where Helena slaps her daughter and demands she return to Los Angeles within 48 hours. The slap becomes symbolic of their fractured relationship and years of unspoken grievances. Despite the blow, Audra refuses to back down. Haunted by memories of her mother's cold expectations and driven by a hard-won sense of independence, she must now choose between preserving her autonomy or aligning with Helena to protect her position. Meanwhile, Clare sees opportunity in the chaos. She reaches out to Victor Newman, hoping to use Helena's arrival to undermine Audra. Yet, Helena's business proposal, a joint venture between her tech conglomerate and Newman Enterprises, alters the landscape entirely. Clare insists on mediation, demanding veto power in the proposed merger to maintain her leverage. At a decisive board meeting, alliances shift rapidly. Audra, initially hesitant, ultimately supports the merger, sacrificing part of her equity to secure her standing. Her vote not only solidifies Helena's corporate influence, but also redefines the power dynamics within Genoa City. The aftermath leaves Clare sidelined, but grudgingly respectful of Audra's resilience. Audra, now tethered to her mother through business as well as blood, faces an uncertain future, one where she must navigate ambition, legacy, and loyalty with precision. Helena, ever the strategist, observes the outcome with satisfaction. She sees in Audra both a partner and a project, someone who might one day inherit her empire if she can endure the relentless demands of high-stakes leadership. In The Young and the Restless, the storyline of Audra and Holden unfolds as a powerful psychological narrative that explores the destructive nature of toxic relationships. Once entangled in a passionate affair during her earlier years, Audra found herself drawn into Holden's increasingly possessive grip, a love that soon turned into a prison of control and emotional manipulation. Before Audra stepped into Genoa City's power plays and aligned herself with influential figures like Tucker, she was with Holden. Their early romance was intense and seemingly unbreakable, but beneath Holden's affection simmered a need for control. What began as jealous glances and invasive questions quickly escalated into demands and restrictions. Audra ultimately walked away, seeking independence and reinvention, but Holden never truly let go. Holden's return to Audra's life was marked by unsettling coincidences. He reappeared in places she once considered safe: coffee shops, hotel lobbies, even her workplace. Despite her repeated rejections, Holden persisted, cloaking his obsession in concern and nostalgia. His presence became a shadow over her daily life, making her question her safety, her reality, and even her sanity. Audra began to find subtle signs of his intrusion. A bouquet of flowers with a cryptic message, a fleeting figure outside her window. He infiltrated her personal and professional spheres, manipulating her relationships and threatening to expose past secrets. To outsiders, Holden appeared harmless, a familiar face with lingering affection. But to Audra, he was a growing threat. As his obsession deepened, Holden blurred the line between love and harassment. He tracked her movements, left unsettling messages, and ultimately isolated her. Audra, overwhelmed by fear and the stigma of speaking out, withdrew further into herself, unsure of whom to trust. The climax came when Holden abducted Audra from a parking garage and transported her across state lines to a secluded coastal town in California. There, he confined her in a remote house under the delusion of starting a new life together. To him, love justified everything, even abduction and psychological imprisonment. To Audra, it became a daily struggle to survive and hold on to hope. Back in Genoa City, her disappearance sparked concern. Questions were asked, suspicions raised, but by then, Holden had vanished with her without a trace. His transformation from obsessive ex-lover to captor shocked everyone who knew them. This disturbing arc serves as a powerful reminder of how obsession can disguise itself as love and how dangerous it becomes when left unchecked. Audra's story highlights the silent suffering endured by victims of coercive control and the immense courage required to break free. As the search for Audra continues, viewers are left with an unsettling truth. When love turns into obsession, the consequences can be terrifying and tragically real. On May 23rd, The Young and the Restless delivered an emotionally charged episode as Michael Baldwin and Lauren Fenmore sought solace amid a storm of professional and personal conflict. Michael, determined to rekindle their bond, orchestrated a private evening at the GCC Jazz Club. With a soulful pianist and an intimate setting, the stage was set for reconnection, but also for confrontation. Despite the romantic ambience, Lauren remained guarded. Michael's long-standing loyalty to Victor Newman continued to cast a shadow over their relationship. As they reminisced and danced, unresolved tensions surfaced. Lauren questioned Michael's motives, wondering if the evening was simply a diversion from the deeper issues stemming from his work as Victor's legal counsel. Over the years, Michael's role as Victor's attorney had demanded severe ethical compromises. While Victor offered mentorship and opportunity, his influence also placed immense pressure on Michael's principles and marriage. In a vulnerable moment, Michael finally acknowledged the emotional toll this dynamic had exacted. He apologized sincerely, admitting that his commitment to Victor often eclipsed his dedication to Lauren. His words served not only as a confession, but also as a turning point. He declared he would sever ties with Victor for good. Lauren's reaction was a mix of cautious hope and deep skepticism. She had heard such promises before, only to see Michael pulled back into Victor's orbit. Her fears were valid. Victor was not a man easily cast aside. His empire was entrenched in power plays and corporate manipulation, with Michael often at the epicenter. Exiting now could have far-reaching consequences, not just professionally, but personally. Indeed, Michael's legal expertise was critical to Victor's ongoing strategy involving Jabal Cosmetics. Abandoning the operation could destabilize a high-stakes business move. Moreover, defying Victor could invite retaliation. Michael faced a stark choice: honor his marriage or remain entangled in Victor's web of influence. Victor's grip on Genoa City extended beyond Michael. His relationship with Lauren and her ties to Nicky Newman added another layer of complexity. The couple could damage critical alliances. Some speculated Victor might offer a conditional release, perhaps after Michael completed his legal obligations. Yet even a seemingly gracious exit could mask veiled threats and lingering control. Meanwhile, Audra Charles found herself in her own crisis. Her manipulative tactics, entangling Kyle Abbott and misleading Nate Hastings to access Victor's resources, had backfired. Now, she faced mounting scrutiny and pressure, especially after Victor's demanding call during a major event. The stakes for Audra were higher than ever as she fought to maintain control in a volatile environment. Elsewhere, Damian Kane accepted a major role at the prestigious Winter Hotel. The offer, extended by Lily Winters, marked a defining career move. For Damian, this was more than employment. It was a chance to prove his leadership and reshape his path. As these storylines unfolded, Victor's presence remained a powerful force. His calculated warning to Michael, "Stay and see this through, or face the consequences," was a chilling reminder of his zero-tolerance stance on defiance. The conflict pushed Michael to a moral crossroads, torn between the freedom to build a future with Lauren and the dangers of crossing a ruthless titan. Lauren, watching closely, feared not only for their relationship, but for Michael's safety. Would he truly walk away? Could their marriage survive the blowback from Victor's empire? These questions loomed large as Genoa City's residents navigated ambition, betrayal, and loyalty. In this gripping episode, the young and the restless explored the high cost of ambition and the fragile hope of redemption. Fans of The Young and the Restless know Eric Braden as the powerful and unshakable Victor Newman, a cornerstone of the show for over 4 decades. But behind the commanding screen presence lies a man of deep friendships, loyalty, and quiet heartbreak. This week, Braden shared devastating personal news with his followers, news that touched the hearts of many in the soap community. His oldest and dearest friend, Professor Michael Meyer, passed away after a long and painful battle with Alzheimer's disease. Taking to Twitter, Braden honored his friend with a moving tribute that revealed not only the depth of their bond, but also the painful reality of watching someone you love disappear slowly to the cruel grasp of dementia. "My oldest friend, Professor Michael Meyer, passed away last week," Braden wrote. "He was finally released from the stressful Alzheimer's prison. We won the U.S. Championship in 1973 together. He played midfield and I was right fullback. He was a great intellect and a tough player. Rest in peace, my friend." It was a heartfelt message, stripped of pretense, that resonated with many who have experienced the loss of a loved one to degenerative illness. Braden and Meyer's friendship stretched back to their youth, bonded by sports and strengthened by time. They played soccer together in their college years and achieved national glory as part of a championship-winning team in 1973. But what made their relationship so special wasn't just the trophies or memories. It was the enduring connection that lasted through the decades. Braden shared not just words, but photos, snapshots of his visits to Meyer in recent years as the disease progressed. These images, though quietly intimate, were filled with emotional weight. Alzheimer's is often called the long goodbye, and Braden lived through that painful descent firsthand. In one of his posts, the Emmy-winning actor described how he had visited Meyer in May 2021 during one of the final stages of his illness. Despite the cloud of dementia, Braden still spoke to his friend about the past, their glory days on the soccer field, the laughter they shared, the victories they achieved. But he admitted, with heartbreak, that he wasn't sure how much of it registered with Meyer. "I talked to him about our times when we won the U.S. National Championship," he wrote. "Don't know if any of it registered." It's a moment that so many can relate to, sitting with a loved one who seems far away, trying to reach them through the fog of memory loss. There is a quiet desperation in such moments, paired with a deep love that refuses to let go. Eric Braden's reflections have touched a nerve among his fans, who admire his strength not just as an actor, but as a man who wears his heart with dignity. Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia steal more than just memories. They rob people of their personalities, their independence, and ultimately their lives. For caregivers and friends, it's a journey marked by helplessness, love, and grief. Braden ended his message to fans with a powerful reminder: count your blessings. It's a simple statement, but one that carries profound truth. At a time when so many are dealing with personal loss, health challenges, and emotional strain, his words are a call to gratitude for the people we love, for the time we have, and for the memories that still live within you. At Soap Trained, we join fans around the world in sending our condolences to Eric Braden during this deeply painful time. We also extend our sympathies to the family and loved ones of Professor Michael Meyer. The loss of a friend is never easy, but we hope that Braden finds comfort in the beautiful memories he shared and in the legacy of friendship that endures beyond life itself. As The Young and the Restless continues to unfold its dramatic storylines on screen, it's important to remember that behind the characters we love are real people facing real-life heartaches.